Hello, and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I've tried to give a wider angle on the phone just so that those of you viewing get a bit of a better view of the countryside that I've been enjoying, my connection to nature. I'm also next to the lambing fields, so I'm hoping you can hear the sheep and things in the background. I will spin the camera around for the viewers at some point so you get to see the little lambs running up and down the field. So yeah, I'm your host, Jane Anderson. I'm with you today, and today I am going to talk a little bit about grief. As most of you know, that is the reason why I have started the podcast, to talk about grief, my journey, and the tools that I actually use. And I think for me, the reason I want to talk about grief today is we had some news that one of my close friends who is has had a 10-year battle with cancer. She has had many times periods of time where she's been in remission, but she has put up a very, very brave fight, and sadly she died last week. So that has been on the minds of many of my friends. It's also brought up some of the thoughts of when Jonathan died. And one of the things that they have asked us to take to the funeral next week is a photograph of a memory. Obviously, this is something we did for Jonathan, because obviously, as much as Jonathan and I had been together for a long period of time, I didn't know a lot about what he'd done before or where he had been, what memories people have. It's always nice for both me and the children to learn about what Jonathan actually did in his younger years, if that makes sense. So excuse the sound of the quad bike going out. That's the shepherd just going out to check around the sheep. They get checked and looked at to make sure everything's going okay. So yeah, it's kind of sparked some memories for me. It's also given me much more reflection on the journey that I'm actually on, and obviously I'm still healing. As much as I'm stood talking to you about this, can't even get my words out today. The healing journey continues, and we grieve for the rest of our lives. Grief is unique to each and every individual, and for us grief never leaves. I've talked about this before. People talk about it being a process. It's not a process. It can be classed as a process. My personal opinion is I don't like purpose as a process, as a word, and we have to grow to kind of make our grief feel smaller with inside. So that is where I'm at with that. And the grief educator program that I'm doing with David Kessler, who is absolutely amazing. So I'm doing a 12-week program with him to gain more knowledge about helping people through grief. If you have a look and see who he is, you'll get a bit more understanding of why I've gone to him. And I think it's the same as everything. We all find that one person, that one thing. We all find solace, freedom, whatever. I can't even think of the word that I want to describe. We find that one thing that helps us on our journey. So for me, it was finding somebody that understood what I wanted, which could also be linked into the mentorship that I've done as well. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent now, because I really wanted to talk to you about the grief educator training that we've done this week, which has been talking about guilt and shame and the differences between the two. And obviously, if you want to know more, you all know how to get in touch with me. My links are all in the comments, the page setups, etc. But the guilt thing, it kind of brought home, actually, yeah, there was still a little bit of guilt there that I needed to let go of. Both for Mum and for Jonathan. And then I delved deeper, and then there was also the guilt about losing my grandparents, even the family pets that we've lost. So it's digging deep, and actually it's okay to feel these things, but is the guilt actually, it won't help you in the long run, I think, is basically what I'm saying. So we can all feel guilty that I should just have done this, or what if I'd done that. But actually, I was at a networking event yesterday, and Steph who is the CEO at St Oswald's, gave a very powerful talk. And she basically said, you know, life is life, and death is the only thing that we are guaranteed in life. But nobody knows how long they've got, and we all need to live and be the person we want to be while we're in this life. We don't know how long we've got. And actually, would you be living like you are today if you knew it was your last day? So I suppose a bit of me is going, well, actually, do I live every day like it's my last? But actually, it's living on purpose and living with a purpose. So my purpose is to help people out there who want a listening ear and want to express how they actually feel, and give them the tools to take those simple, small steps. I've said it loads of times, I know I have, and it's probably all repetition for you guys. But for me, it is the repetition. It's the understanding of who you are and digging deep. I lost my identity overnight. Well, not even overnight. As soon as, you know, Jonathan died, I was like, whoa, who am I now? Because I was a wife, a farmer's wife, which came with all the joy of being a farmer's wife, the stresses of being a farmer's wife, which also, you know, it leads into where we are actually at in the farming community as a whole now, and the mental health issues that are affecting huge numbers of farmers. Suicide is up here. I don't know the figures. I haven't done my homework on that. We don't need to know the figures. I do know that the suicide rate is pretty high in the agricultural industry. So I think my message today, it's from the heart, that I'm here for anybody who wants to talk to me, who wants to listen to me on my podcast and talk a load of rubbish. I keep saying a load of rubbish, but keeps babbling on about finding meaning. Find meaning in what is happening in your life, and actually sit down and ask yourself that question: who am I? I honestly had no idea who I was. I remembered who I was pre-marriage, and I think part of me is back. In fact, a lot of people have said the old Janey's back, but a newer version. So I think that's kind of what I wanted to get across today. We all have issues, we all have problems, but please, please, please talk to somebody. I'm not saying you have to talk to me. Find that one person that you can talk to help you through tough times. Not necessarily on a grief journey. Anything that is bothering you, write it out, talk it out. A notepad and pen is your best friend. Write it out. So if you know what is causing your anxiety or your stress, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I should have had some analogies here, shouldn't I? But, you know, it could be that the person at work that you need to work with tomorrow isn't your favourite person. But what is it that makes them not your favourite person? Write it out. Accept you're working with them tomorrow and actually make it a good day. It's fine. You can't do anything about it. It's something you have to do. You can't control them. The only person you can control is yourself. So writing things out, writing problems out, you know, get the anger out onto the paper. Write whatever you want. Sit down and just go blah. And I'm now thinking that's partly probably why I'm doing the podcast, because I'm talking about things which is helping me, which in turn I'm hoping is helping you guys out there. So for all the viewers, I am actually going to do a quick view into the backfield. You can't see a lot because obviously you can't zoom in on the video, but I'm just going to switch it back. But I'm just going to say thank you again for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is a very, very short version of the podcast today, and I hope this has been useful for somebody. Somebody needed to hear what I had to say today, and always remember there's something inside of you that knows no limits, so it's time to believe in you guys. Thank you all for listening, and I'm flicking round now, so just get lifted up. I honestly don't know whether you can actually see anything or not. I really wanted to try and spot the black sheep, but I don't know where he's gone today. He's nowhere to be seen. So, can we zoom in a little bit there? So yeah, for all of those listening on audio, I'm basically just zooming in on the ewes and lambs in the back field, view of the hill, around, lots of green, bit of brown because it's been quite warm, so it's starting to burn off a little bit, even in the hills of wet Northumberland. And there's our, I think there's 5 cows. I can't count, somebody will put me right. Yeah, so wow, glorious sky, lovely. Take care all. Joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. Always remember, there is something within you that knows no limits. It's time to believe in you. Click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I love reading your reviews and comments, so right away. So, if you're ready to take those small steps to transform your true self, let's do life together.